Hello again. Apologies for yet another interruption, but we have some more very important and long overdue words of thanks to utter. Pray silence for the names that follow. Each one is a herald of the end times. Adea, Benjamin O'Riordan, Martin Sheldon Batt, the singularly named Tom, Josh Horton, Bertram Bruel, Jenny Says, Fons, hey! The singularly named Liam, and Sarah Wiley. Thank you so much for your support. Perhaps the great old ones will see fit to spare you when the end comes. I'm sorry. I can't. Of course they won't. Well, these depraved individuals see fit to support us at our £10 tier. To join them, visit patreon.com/Apocalypse Players. And now, to Paris. The Salon de la Rose et Croix.
Remind me, you're at the Salon.
A new art and music salon that's been hosted by Josephine Pelladin.
What's going on back there?
Goodness me, it's Monsieur Benoit, the critic. He can make or break a career.
People stepping on each other's fingers?
It's Eddie to my friends, Edwina to everyone else. Quite frankly, I'm gorgeous.
I'm sorry. Your French is terrible.
My name is, of course, Mrs. Jane Harnsworth-Wright. I don't carry the bloom of these dilettantes that can be seen hanging around.
You must let me paint you one of these days. I've asked you before.
Didn't we get through quite a lot of wine?
I am an artiste. You may have seen my work in the past.
Hérbert, yes.
Clovis, you turn to the door and see your old friend, Antonin Pinault, sort of stumble through the door.
Monsieur Pinault, we have not met, but I'm a very keen collector.
You will have seen my painting, The Man and the Bull.
I think it is the piece of all pieces.
I want to be there for Pelladin's, of course. It's very important that I'm there, but a terrible headache.
Yeah, maybe a cold compress or something. You're not looking well, my friend.
I think a couple of drinks will sort me right out.
Where's the things that you're most uncomfortable about? That is where real art develops. You must have something that you're thinking, no one will buy this. What is it?
A black horse-drawn carriage comes to a stop, and out of it step a man who you recognize as Pierre Larouche and a stunningly beautiful woman. Bathsheba, oh yes, she is. I've never seen anything quite like her.
It's getting very tiresome, actually. When's the party starting?
It begins! Allons-y!
The Apocalypse Players present A Message of Art by Matt Sanderson. A Call of Cthulhu 7th edition scenario from the Nameless Horrors collection, with Joseph Chance as Jane Harnsworth-Wright, art dealer, Danann McAleer as Clovis Hérbert, classical painter, Dominic Allen as Donatien Benoit, art critic, and returning special guest Jessica Temple as Edwina Alexander, dilettante. The title music is by Julie Abbey, and your keeper of arcane lore is Dan Wheeler. Part 2, Scene 1, The Circus, Seurat. There are around 30 guests at this party. Fuck my life. You're not going to be introduced to all of them.
And their names are...
I shall be immediately introducing myself to everyone.
And you recognize, even in the lobby, you see people sort of moving through the lobby into the rest of the house, but in the lobby you recognize loads of notable artists and patrons and guests, and other. What are you, Jess? What's the word I'm looking for?
I'm a dilettante.
Other dilettantes and other socialites, as well as artists and musicians and all sorts, and some maids in formal dress carrying trays of drinks and hors d'oeuvres. And you notice that Pinot, as he sort of rushed ahead, is greeting LaRouche and Bathsheba and sort of talking to them quite animatedly. Maybe you want to give me a listen to see if you can hear what he's saying?
I'd like to try and stay as close as possible to Pinot, so I will definitely stroll that way, and if necessary, make a show of using my opera glasses to see who else is here.
If you're bowling right up to him, then you probably don't even need to give me a listen, but you're trying to hang back.
I think I'm not trying to get involved in the conversation, so I'm still probably listening.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't barreling forwards, but I rolled a 5, so...
Oh, great.
My focus is still on them, I think, so yeah.
I've big old failed.
I rolled a 12 and mine's 40, so...
Great. Hard success.
Yeah.
So two really good successes. So those of you who have succeeded, you can hear him sort of animatedly discussing the piece he's working on at the moment. Anyway, he's saying, it's so lovely to see you, Bathsheba. Thank you so much for your words of inspiration the other night. I was feeling stuck, but you really unleashed something in me, and I'm working on this at the moment. I think you're going to love it. It's a phoenix rising from the ashes. It's the Man and the Bull is good, but this is going to be something else. But I haven't quite got it yet. But I think it's going to be something really special. You believe me on this? I'm sorry, my head. I've really been struggling with this. Will you excuse me? And then he sort of rushes out into the house. And says, I'll be in the library, as he rushes off.
All right. There's a part of me that thinks I should follow him as a good friend, but I think because I'm still reeling slightly from that realization that Péladin might have seen some of my work already and dismissed it, and said it was shite, and seeing the inspiration that Antonin seems to have gotten from Bathsheba, and the fact that I think I recognise that all of that draws me. I want to get close to them and sort of get an introduction as soon as possible, so I think I'll try and swirl my way into that whirlpool of people and try and make my way to the centre where I'm assuming they are sort of holding court.
Okay, great. This is a good opportunity for me to ask you all to give me a luck roll.
As the chandeliers fall. 51 on a 50. Bollocks.
That's harsh.
Yeah.
45 on a 60, that's a success.
22 on a 50.
Oh, all right.
71 on a 44.
Okay, so who's failed? Jane and...
Moi.
And Clovis.
Clovis Hérbert.
Hovis Clerbert.
Hovis Clerbert.
Old Hovis Clerbert over there.
That's his brother, bread maker.
Okay, so you're trying to get swept up into the centre of...
Try to organically make my way to them, yeah.
I think coincidentally, Dan, I'm sort of trying to do the same thing because I just couldn't quite hear. I rolled a 44 on my 40 listen, and I was tempted to push it, but things had gone past. But I think in my progress to try and get closer, I think I'm right by Clovis.
Fine, and I think there's a bit of a buzz around these two.
Well, I am very lucky, and I overheard everything. So I think I'm a bit obsessed with this ring of hers.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. Also, I like pretty things. Mm-hmm. So I think my aim is to get to her and just inquire about where this diamond is from. I don't know why I want to do that. I just feel like I do.
Okay, fine.
And nick it. Sleight of hand.
I kind of want to see if she's a fraud or not. Not that I'm a diamond expert, but I feel like I've had enough in my time to know. I don't know, it's intriguing to me. Maybe.
Great. Okay. So you're all making your way over there. While you're sort of all making a beeline for Bathsheba and LaRouche, perhaps Donatien Benoit could give me a spot hidden roll.
If I can pick the dice up. There we go. Right. That's a hard success. 20 on a 45.
Fantastic.
Qu'est-ce que c'est?
So, Dom, as you enter the lobby, I think perhaps you're used to socializing around artists and looking at them and observing people's movements, right? And you notice a writer called Maximilien Lavagne. He, unlike the rest of people who appear to be, frantically socializing, either speaking to someone or looking for people to speak to, he stood quite still by the grandfather clock in the lobby. He looks to be sort of setting his pocket watch to it. Just sort of checking that his pocket watch is to time, and keeping to himself.
How familiar am I with his work, do you think?
That's a good question. He is... I think you're pretty familiar with it. I don't know what you think of it. He writes Gothic short stories. You think in the way that he dresses and the way he holds himself, and certainly the way you've heard him talk about his work, you get the impression that he would like to think of himself as a French Edgar Allan Poe. But I think your opinion probably is that his work is certainly not of the same quality.
So I walk over and I stand behind him. I take out my own pocket watch and start winding it, checking the time on it. And then I say, the pit and the pendulum, huh? You must be the pit.
Let me try and remember how he talks.
Hello, it's me. I'm the writer of the books.
I know, I remember how he talks.
Max Willonium, or whatever the name was.
The pit and the pendulum. What's that?
The pendulum is in the clock.
Oh, yes, sorry. I was somewhat distracted. Benoit, isn't it?
That's right.
No, pleasure to see you here.
And you are Maximilien Vellum, or...
Lavagne, yes.
Lavagne, I knew there was a V in it. What brings you to...
Yes, you reviewed my last collection quite poorly, I seem to remember.
Literature, the written word is not my particular area of expertise, except...
Yeah, you can say that again.
He's Matt.
Well, some people can make money out of what they do, and some people, you get invited to the parties at least.
Yes, well, a lot of luck is a lot of it, isn't it? I mean, you know that as well as I do. Luck and who you know, he says, quite bitterly.
Yes, and who do you know here?
Okay, this is a card. I'm going to have to use a card here. You're crossing my boundaries. I feel quite attacked by some of these comments.
Try to stop.
Can we move on to some safer territory where I no longer feel like I'm just at work?
Hey, guys, we've said from the start, this is kind of therapy.
Hey, I got a 30-minute lecture today from the woman in the phone shop about how I'm too negative about my acting career.
Phone shop.
Amazing. Amazing.
In the car phone warehouse.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
That's qualified advice. Wow.
You need to remember your passion. Well, it's fucking hard when I haven't done it in years. Yeah.
Yeah.
And someone's just nicked my phone as well.
Yeah. So my agent can't call. My agent's fucking getting jobs for some fucking thief from Waterloo.
Yeah.
Oh, darling, you sound fantastic. Real life experience. We've got to get you in.
So,
Oh no.
Do you have any headshots? Mugshots will do. Yes, send them in.
sorry, I need to get us back on track. So what did you ask him? Who do you know?
Yeah, who do you know?
He says, well, Paladin invited me to read my works at the salon. He likes the themes. They're his kind of thing. I think, if it wasn't for maybe some other members of the salon, I would,
Now then, I've heard a rumor that there is some friction in the salon. Are there factions? Would you call them factions? Or is it more individuals rubbing each other up the wrong way?
well,
Oh, please be factions.
I don't know whether I could talk about factions.
Oh, but you can, come on. Don't make me twist your arm, huh?
Well, I don't know. What have you heard?
Oh, just this and that. I was hoping to find out more. Perhaps I won't. Perhaps that will give me more time to pore over your next collection. Find every fault in it, I say, in an intimidating fashion. And I go, or, I could perhaps, if I'm distracted, perhaps I will just only think of the nice things that I like.
Strikes me that you didn't pore over the last collection quite enough.
Oh, I poured over it fine. And then I push him up against the clock. And I go, listen to me, you little cunt. I want to know what's going on here. I've got copy to write, okay?
Okay, come on, roll me your intimidate. I wasn't expecting that.
Well, neither was I, but the social skills I've been dealt, intimidate, is by far the best.
How funny.
Yeah, they've put it all in it. I think the idea being that he maybe isn't physically intimidating, but professionally perhaps. But I've resorted to physical. Oh, balls. So I've failed on that, but only by 10 points. So I'm going to push it.
Push the roll.
And I'm going to push it by as I push him back towards the clock, I'm going to open the grandfather clock cabinet and push him into it. Push him inside the cabinet.
It's the pendulum.
It is.
This is genius.
I'm going to push him in and kind of try and get in with him so that he's in incredibly confined quarters. And I get my cane sort of up in his belly. That's my plan. And let's hope this grandfather clock doesn't fall over or something.
Love it.
Smash! Yeah. 2 grown men trapped inside. 21.
On a...
So that is a hard success.
Oh, that's a relief.
Yes, well played, sir. Well played.
So as you push him into the clock, he says, Monsieur, what are you playing at? You want gossip? I'll give you gossip. Jesus Christ.
Yes, tell me. Whose side are you on? Who is the troublemakers?
Well, get your hands off me and I'll try and explain.
All right. I shut the grandfather clock.
With him inside?
I huddle him next to it. No. I let him come out and I shut it and I huddle up next to him, next to the clock.
Well, Paladin has his favourites. The Order of the Phoenix. The Order of the Phoenix? What am I talking about?
I was going to say.
Scratch that.
Quickly, get back in the clock, down to his chamber of secrets.
So confused. Pino's painting the Phoenix. This isn't the Order of the Phoenix. Paladin has his favourites. The Mystic Order, the Mystic Order of the Rose-Croix.
Ah, oui.
I wouldn't trust any of them.
Ah, so you're not a follower of his spiritual beliefs, huh?
No, it's grist for the mill, isn't it? It's interesting topic for a story, but it's all
pretentious,
fanciful, pretentious and
yes. Who is in the little favorite circle, huh?
The Order.
Yeah.
Well, it's
give me the names. Come on.
Paladin himself.
Maybe.
Prido. I don't know whether you know her. Upstart writer. You wouldn't like her stuff. It's very poor, but. And also, I suspect that she is up to no good. I don't know whether she's not getting paid enough or something, but I heard she might, well, I shouldn't speak ill of her, but...
but you may as well.
You know, some people would do anything for a bit of money. I'd keep my eye on her if I were you, but also Buisson and Denariaz have a falling out.
Buisson?
But,
And who?
Buisson. And Denariaz, musicians, both, musician and a dancer. You'll know them, I'm sure you'll come across them, but the Order, the members of the Order, Paladin himself, Prideaux, as I mentioned, Denariaz, and LaRouche has joined recently. That really is this. It's driven a wedge. The people who are part of the Order and those who are not.
Fascinating. So there is a faction. There's a faction and a party. Wonderful. Merci beaucoup, monsieur. I think, I could really go for little Gothic literature for my bedtime reading next week.
Oh, well. Maybe we should drink to that. And he gestures to a maid, and who brings over a tray of champagne.
What does their shadow look like?
Normal.
Normal for a snake.
Normal for a snake.
A normal snake.
Yeah. And he takes two glasses and gives one to you,
and I clink and I say, well, to France's answer to Edgar Allan Poe, eh? And I down it.
Yes.
And as you down it and he downs his, you notice with the sort of the remains of your hard spot hidden roll that he gives the maid a nod that looks more pointed than thanks for the drinks.
Can I do a psychology roll on that? Is that helpful?
Sure.
I might have to push him back into the grandfather clock yet. Give him a good beating up. Oh yeah, that's a hard success. I could spend 3 to make it extreme, in fact, if it makes a big difference.
I don't think it would make any difference. I think even with a hard success, you get the strong impression that he knows her from somewhere. That he knows the maid.
Oh, right.
That they know each other better than someone who's just getting a drink off a tray of someone at a party.
So I don't need to worry too much about being poisoned. It's more about they've got a personal thing going on.
Yes, I would say your hard psychology tells you that it's something very separate to the drinks thing. Yeah, you're not anxious that she's just poisoned you.
In which case I lean over to him as she walks away and I go, so, you're noshing that one, are you?
What's that?
Are you together? You sleeping around, right? I always had you down as a bit of a prude, but perhaps I'm wrong.
I'm sorry, Monsieur Benoit. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, not at all. It's love.
But anyway, I look forward to your good review. And he walks away from you quite pointedly.
And under my breath I say, I look forward to a good book.
And he walks out of the lobby, sort of towards the lounge. Let's see what's going on in the middle of the lobby, in this crowd of people all trying to speak to LaRouche and Bathsheba. It was probably Clovis who made the first sort of approach, wasn't it?
Very much so, I think.
Just pull something up. Sorry.
Uh-oh. He's pulling something up.
The statistics for a vampire overlord.
Checking the stats of the hell beast that's about to jump out of his skin and serrate me.
Barely contained in human form.
No. Quite the reverse. Scene 2. Angels in the Night. Degouve des Nuncques. So as you approach, you see LaRouche. You get a better look at him now. I think maybe you were a bit captivated by Bathsheba, but you know him quite well. He's got a sort of slightly eccentric look. He's early 40s, has a little sort of unkempt, like goatee beard, has a kind of slightly disheveled plain suit and a very untidy bow tie. and sort of slightly wild hair.
He looks like me when I wake up in the morning, basically.
Yeah, perhaps. And he's talking to another artist who you may recognise, talking about his wife and saying, yes, we met just a few weeks ago, but she captivated me. As you can see, such a beauty and so inspirational. She's everything to me, and I'm so happy that I could introduce her to everyone tonight. We're so happy together. Anyway, enjoy the party. Let's find Paladin. He must meet her.
Oh, Pierre.
Oh, Clovis, my old friend. Hello.
Mwah, mwah. How have you been? Where have you been?
Well,
You must tell me all about it.
I've been in love, my friend. I've been in love.
Yes, I'm so happy to hear it. And of course, you must be with such a beauty.
Yes.
You are punching.
Oh, don't I know it? And here she is, my wife, Bathsheba. This is the artist, Clovis Hérbert. He's a very fine artist.
Oh, you do meet. Enchanté.
She takes you by the hand and sort of looks deep into your eyes and says,
Oh, Clovis. Clovis is a very nice name. Where is it from? It is most beautiful.
It is from the region of Bordeaux, but enough about me. Where is Bathsheba from? Even more beautiful.
Oh, I am from outside France. I am a stranger to your shores.
I most welcome one.
But I met this wonderful man and could not help but be beguiled and want to stay in your fair city.
Well, yes, Pierre, he can be charming at times, huh? Oh, well, you are most welcome, stranger, to our shores. I'm so happy to meet you. You must let me... No, too forward. But, Pierre, perhaps I bring you both to dinner another night. I don't want to... you have many people to meet here now. I think Paladin is not here yet. I heard on the door.
No, I understand he is to join us later.
So, which part of Not From These Shores do you hail from?
That maybe is a conversation for another time.
Of course.
I would like to know about your art.
Oh, well, my thinking is perhaps I'm a little old-fashioned in this, but art can only replicate the beauty of nature. You know, of the human form, of the form of the trees, of the temple, the mountain. You know, it is a dying art. Many people these days, they simply spit paint at the easel and call it, my third triangle and, write their name on the urinal, they may as well. It's silly.
It is so true what you speak.
She leans in close and says,
I think what you create is wonderful. But not only should your work be as lifelike as possible, but it should be about life itself.
Oh, well.
You should try to capture the moment when life begins. Display that to the world in all its glory.
Yes. I will try to. It is my thinking exactly, madame. And, when I experience such a moment, I will surely try to capture it.
It is such a pleasure to meet you, Clovis.
Yes. Does she allow me to take her hand and kiss it?
She does. Her hands are gloved. But yes, she does.
Hide the scales. Yeah.
You could give me do you have any anthropology if you want to try and work out where her accent is from?
Yeah, I was trying to work that out. No, I don't really think I have anything appropriate, to be honest. History's not right. That's the only thing close enough to anthropology.
Okay, fine. Since you've sort of taken her hand and kissed it and you've been engaged in a conversation with her, maybe you could give me a spot hidden?
Oui. I'm certainly focused. 15 on 50. Not fumbling now.
NFN.
How much luck have you got?
I've got 50.
You got 50 luck.
Yes.
Are you interested in spending 5 points of luck to make that an extreme?
I will always spend luck with such a beautiful woman. Luck be a lady tonight, and all this.
Well said. Well said.
Beautiful line.
Let's go. Let's do it.
Could the other three of you just pop your headphones off briefly?
Oh, fuck.
Because this is an extreme success. So as you sort of take her hand and you look into her eyes, as you have this conversation, you are aware that there's something really unusual about the quality of her skin. It's incredibly smooth.
Yeah.
You don't know whether she's been made up quite heavily, perhaps?
Yeah.
I mean, she's phenomenally beautiful, and it's not like you look at her and you're like, oh, actually, she's hiding something.
But perhaps in her culture they paint their skin or something, or is it...
Or whether she's hiding, I don't know whether she's hiding anything, but...
blemishes, or...
No, it doesn't really look like that. It's incredibly smooth.
Okay.
But there's just something about the colour of it, maybe, that's slightly odd, slightly too uniform, perhaps.
Yes, I get you.
You don't see natural pores or blemishes or little fine hairs. It's much smoother than that. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Oh, wow. I've never seen such skin before. Yes.
But she looks, with that level of success. Also, you might not be able to place her accent, but she looks like she's sort of maybe Arabic or Southern Mediterranean. You can't quite place her in terms of her look or her accent.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's this very strange quality to her skin.
Wow. Okay.
The others may come back. So Clovis has had a little conversation with Bathsheba. I don't know how close any of you are to... If you want to have heard what she said, I think I'll need a listen roll, because she was quite intimate with that.
Yeah, I'll try and listen.
Yeah.
So, I certainly hear nothing. I'm too busy trying to cover my attention with these opera glasses and seeing fascinating things. And also, I think I've got that little... I'm really taken with the fact that Pinot left like that and just gave me this card. And I think I'm in two minds as to what to do. I really don't know what to do, because I want that painting.
How did you get on, Jess?
I rolled a 34 out of 40.
Oh.
Okay, so you did hear what Bathsheba sort of whispered to Clovis.
Yeah. My hearing is amazing, honestly.
I think you're all quite close. Which one of you was it who was particularly interested in the ring?
Me. I was taken by it, I think.
You were taken by it. And Jane, did you also... Was it Jane who had the hard appraise roll that I said you'd be able to... If you could get closer to her, you could utilise that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a success on the listen. I'm 1 point off a hard. That is worth spending. Don't know. Am I in the room? I wasn't sure.
Am I here?
You are in the same room, but I think this is all happening simultaneously with your conversation with
fine.
Lavagna.
I thought that might be the case. That's fine with me.
So I think probably you don't quite catch that.
That's fine with me.
So wait, I hear the conversation that I didn't just hear physically? Or...
No, you do, yeah. No, you haven't missed anything.
Okay.
Sorry, that you heard what? You heard Bathsheba sort of enthusing to Clovis about what he should paint next, basically. It was quite hush-hush.
Okay.
And I think that there is a sort of general move out of the lobby and into the body of the house at this moment. But since you're sort of trying to get hold of Bathsheba, Jane, I'll let you make use of that appraise roll.
I think I'm still interested in Pinot, in all truth, but I am intrigued. Can I make a little focus on the diamond?
Absolutely. I think combination of your opera glasses and the fact that you've already got a hard appraise roll, I'll tell you that you don't think it is diamond. It looks like it's probably like quartz. It's beautifully cut to look like diamond, but you don't think it is.
Interesting. And when you say beautifully cut to look like diamond, is that because essentially what I'm asking is she trying to pass it off as diamond, or is it actually that it serves a purpose all of its own, and that she wants a big quartz ring because, I mean, that might be a history roll or something, I don't know.
You think it's certainly, to a casual observer, they would think it was diamond. So yeah, I guess your best guess would be that either she doesn't know it's not diamond and he couldn't afford a diamond ring, or perhaps she knows it isn't, but doesn't matter because other people won't notice. But yes, the attempt is to make people think it's diamond.
And a little bit of mutton dressed as lamb.
But it's a huge rock, and actually it makes sense to you that there's perhaps, he's not impoverished, but he is just a sculptor. Maybe he wouldn't be able to afford a huge diamond rock.
So it could be his idea rather than hers.
So I think there's a general sort of move through the lobby, and Pierre LaRouche and Bathsheba move. And those of you who still want to talk to her, there will be opportunities. But I think everyone sort of moves into the body of the house. And I sort of described to you the layout of the ground floor of the house. As you come through another set of double doors out of the lobby, there's a sort of kind of square corridor that goes all the way around a central dining room. And then there is the first room you would come to on your right as you turn out of I'll just hold up this picture briefly so you can see roughly the shape. So as you come out of these doors of the lobby, if you were to turn right, the first room you come to is the lounge, and the next room you come to is the library. So basically they're the rooms that you've been invited to enjoy: the lobby, the lounge, the library, all next to each other. And then there's a sort of square, corridor with other servants' quarters, and then a big flight of stairs opposite the lobby that go up to the upper floors that you've been told are also out of bounds.
What's in our bounds, sorry?
So the lobby that you've just been in.
Yeah.
The lounge.
The lounge.
The library.
So we're allowed in the library?
You're allowed in the library. And then there's sort of, like corridors all around that people are sort of milling around in, as people do at parties. Where are people interested in going?
Well, I'm assuming they've been sort of swept off me, so that's the end of my interaction with them for the moment. So I think
Well, potentially, but you could follow.
Yeah, I think I do sort of follow, but I don't want to pester. So I am sort of also scanning back to see if Jane and Edwina and Danann are sort of coming with, because it's always better to be in company.
Yeah.
Don't want to seem like a lone, like you're sharking.
A lone wolf.
Yeah.
The truth. Better not to be seen for what you truly are.
So I think I'll sort of rejoin them if they're coming my way.
I think they am.
I'm very glad to receive that look, because I think I feel a little bit abandoned now that Pinot... Where did Pinot go? Remind me, Dan?
He said he would be in the library.
He went ahead, up and ahead, didn't he?
But he looked sort of sick. It was like he was dashing out.
Yeah.
It was like he was exhausted by the whole process.
Yeah.
Oh, I need the library.
Oh, I should just make a point, since you asked about the library, Jess.
Yes, please.
I think you're perhaps aware that Péladin has an occult library.
That can't be this one, right? Surely, if we're allowed in it.
Which probably isn't this one.
Right, yes, good.
This is sort of like another drawing room.
Yeah.
But it's you think it's unlikely to be his private occult library.
But there might be a way into the library. The secret... No, I'm joking. Just pull on all the books to try and find the secret door. No, okay, cool.
You never know.
Thank you. Well, I still want to talk to Bathsheba, I think.
Okay, great. So you're going to follow her. If I can ask what you're all planning on doing.
Yeah.
So, Jess, you're going to be going after LaRouche and Bathsheba. Donatien Benoit, what's your plan?
I'm not sure, really. I might try and track down some of the other Mystic Order people.
Great.
Get their side of things. Gossip hunting is what I'm doing, really.
Excellent. Jane?
I think I've got to give Pinot a little bit of time. For whatever reason, I can feel there's this barrier for me to get to him, and also it would be useful for me to know how I could get that painting, The Man and the Minotaur, I'm now also interested in the Phoenix, because if it's as good, I want them both. So I think my key is La Roche, because it seems to be, weirdly, this thing that he gave up, the figure of the Minotaur. And I wonder if he was progressing towards it, and maybe I could get that as well.
Okay.
So I'd like to...
So Jane and Edwina maybe are both still heading towards LaRouche and Bathsheba.
But I'm less interested in Bathsheba, although I'm fascinated by her as a personality. I mean, I'm not dismissing her.
Mm-hmm. And Clovis, your thoughts?
I'm torn between finding Pinot, because I know he rushed into the library, and I did feel a bit guilty for going straight to Bathsheba. So maybe I will actually, once I've sort of clocked the others, maybe I clock them, I grab a couple of glasses off a waiter nearby and hand them to them in a sort of, here you go. Sorry, I had to chat to my old friend. But I think once that momentary pleasantry's done, I'll probably be heading to the library.
Perfect. I forgot to ask you, Danann.
Yeah.
For an intelligence roll.
Oh.
Could you give me one now?
I could, and I shall. I did pass one earlier, but this is for something different, I'm sure.
This is for something different.
That's a 66 on my 60 intelligence, for fuck's sake. Or maybe that's good, I don't know. Yeah.
You failed. Okay, fine.
Always hard to tell with intelligence whether you want to fail or succeed. I mean, I could push it. Is it the sort of thing I'm aware of? Is that maybe that would be telling too much? If I'm not aware that I'm trying to be intelligent, I suppose I... Am I trying to be intelligent? I can't tell.
Or is it my usual inactive intelligence?
Yes, quite.
Let me check.
Is it the old subconscious bubbling away?
It's worth thinking about this.
Oh, okay. This is as I hand them their drinks back. 3 Jaeger bombs.
If I just tell you when you should have been asked to roll that, you can tell me whether you'd like to push it or not.
Great.
or push it or spend luck on it.
Yeah. Is it at the moment, I think?
When do you think it is?
The realising of the detail about the person?
No.
Oh, okay. Cool.
It's not. It's while she's telling you what she thinks you should be working on.
Yeah, I definitely want to push it, because I'm sort of hypnotised and I want to please her in that moment, so... Mm-hmm. So I definitely am, yeah. And I think I sort of try and analyse, as she says that to me, I think, does she mean literally? I have to stop myself thinking literally all the time. Mm-hmm. You know, she does not want me to go to a maternity ward and paint the pain of the mothers. No. I must, there must be something else behind what she is asking of me. So, here we go. A 4. I hope that's good.
Okay, great. Well, we'll come back to it. Brilliant.
Fuck. Tried to be cool.
So, as you move out of the lobby, you notice those of you who are sort of following Bathsheba and what's his face, LaRouche. Why don't you both give me a spot hidden, the two ladies?
The two ladies.
Oh, God, I'm rolling consistently high.
Ladies who munch.
Horror?
Oh, no. 51 on a 45.
82 on a 40.
Oh, Jesus.
Good Lord.
Either of you want to push or spend some luck or not?
I feel like there's something I'm missing.
It's not a huge one. If you don't want to, that's fine.
Yeah, I know. I think I'm okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Keeper, because that has saved me from the inevitable horror of my failed push roll.
In which case, you just notice that LaRouche takes his leave of Bathsheba and just sort of parts from her.
Okay.
Not dramatically or suddenly, just sort of exchanges a couple of words and they part ways.
Yeah.
So she kind of hangs around. You could catch up with her and he sort of dashes off. So
I feel like I've seen Edwina looking at Bathsheba a couple of times now. And there was that particularly the moment of the arrival of the two beauties, and not the eclipsing at all. I mean, there's something about Edwina that is definitely not what Bathsheba does. So I'm not concerned for Edwina, but I can see that Edwina's concerned about that. So I think I defer to her, and I glide over to you, Eddie, and I say, I think that you're I think that your intentions are that way. Mine are to ask the artist what happened to his statue, his sculpture. I have a keen eye for a piece of art, Eddie.
Oh God.
Would you prefer to speak in French?
My brain couldn't actually think then about. No, it's fine. We can be honest with each other, can't we?
I believe we can.
I've never been a particularly jealous person, Jane, but I just find myself wanting to know more about this woman, and usually it's the men that catch my eye, if I'm honest, but there's something about her that's really mysterious. And I'm not just talking about that ring on her finger either.
Ooh, I think I lean in on that point, just as she's about to leave, and I say, I wouldn't worry about that ring. That's quartz, and I know what I'm talking about. I'll see you in the library in 5, perhaps 10, and if you don't arrive, I'll just hope that you're having a marvellous evening. And I'll peel away.
Can you glide away like you glid towards me? I quite like that imagery.
I glitterati my way. I glide off.
You glided.
What direction are you headed in, Jane? Are you going anywhere in particular?
I'm going to follow LaRouche.
Follow LaRouche. Okay, great. So, Edwina, you can accost Bathsheba. She's just sort of being radiant and standing there.
I also think I say to myself when Jane walks off, if I didn't know any better, I'd say she was flirting with me. And then I sort of start, I swan, I don't glide, I swan over.
Yeah.
To... to Bathsheba. And...
They can break your arm.
And she's I feel like she's sort of facing away from me, so I tap her on the shoulder with sort of two taps.
Okay, great.
Which causes her to sort of swirl around, and we're quite then sort of close to each other. And I'm a bit nervous, don't know quite why. But our eyes meet, and I sort of say, oh my goodness, I don't think I've seen a rock that big since Brighton.
Since Brighton.
Since I remember having a stick of rock when she starts garbling about all this. I don't know why she's a word vomit. She's like, stick of Brighton rock when I must have been 4 when Mama and Papa took us to the beach for the first time. Oh, what a wonderful time. Like, she just is. Speaking a load of shit.
No, my darling. What beautiful words.
There's something about her voice and the way she moves and puts her hand on your arm that puts you immediately at ease and sort of stems this, like, logorrhea.
Oh. Just in the nick of time.
And I suddenly feel my heartbeat return to normal and sort of snap out of this weird moment I've had. And, I'm terribly sorry. You know, that's only happened to me once before when I happened to see Charlie Chaplin. Was he around at the time? No, he wasn't.
No, we're in 1892.
Who was around? When I saw that famous Parisian film star, Jacques Le Fleur.
What is this film to which you refer?
To the Father and the Mouse. The famous...
No, but what is a film?
No, it was a... Look, can we start again? I'm feeling terribly embarrassed.
Oh no, you must not feel embarrassed. It is such a pleasure to be in the presence of such a radiant beauty like yourself. Tell me, what brings you to this den of artists and layabouts?
That's a very good question. I feel, well, I love a party. I love parties. And usually I'm very in control of myself, and everyone seems to flock to me, but not this evening. Everyone's flocking to you.
Yes.
Which is why I'm so interested in you.
You are a student of humanity, would you say?
I certainly feel slightly different from other English girls in that... Do you believe in energies, Bathsheba?
Energies? Oh, yes, absolutely I do.
Things that we can't see and what not?
There are many things that we can't see moving around us right now.
Yes, I totally agree. I've never really had a chance to speak to anyone about this before who understands that maybe there isn't a god. And then I stop myself because I feel like I'm saying too much. I'm letting my mouth run away with me, and I go...
She puts a finger to your lips and says, shh.
Oh.
I sometimes too know how you feel. But of course, this is why we are drawn to Peladan and the Mystic Order, is it not?
And she leans in close and says,
And I think you know, Edwina. Humanity, just like a house, like this one, was built from the bottom up. The answers that you seek lie at the bottom of the world, not the top.
and she smiles and just sort of gives your hand a little squeeze and then kind of glides away from you just as Jane did.
And as she goes, I sort of half call after her, and then again, I'm sort of, but what do you mean the bot? Oh, what a wonderful evening! And then just make it like, just almost draw more attention to myself, because I'm for the first time maybe have had a little taste of something exciting.
Mm.
Could you give me an intelligence roll on that note?
Yes, I can. I'm just trying to find my dice. There it is. Right. Oh, no. 96 on 50, so no. Terrible.
Is that a fumble? No, not because it's 50.
Just.
Could have been terrible.
Might be a good thing.
Yeah.
Fine. Are you interested in pushing it? You don't have to.
I feel like that's given me enough to sort of chew on over another glass of wine. I feel like I want to find Jane and just have a moment of girl talk, but not really.
Speaking of Jane, Jane, you if you're going after LaRouche, you notice him heading up the stairs towards the sort of first floor. Do you follow, or do you call after him, or?
I will follow for now, because, yes, I can hear in my mind's eye Thomas calling after him and saying, "Oh, Monsieur LaRouche, my wife would like to talk to you about your work." And I can, in that moment I go, but that's what men do. I'm going to see where he's going. Why would he leave her, who is clearly the apple of his eye?
Sure.
What's he going to do? So I will pursue. Ready with on my lips is the monsieur, but
So you've been told that you can't go upstairs. So maybe give me a luck roll to see whether Coffier is watching.
yeah, I mean I'm pushing it, of course. Oh, that's a 09. My best roll of the night.
Oh,
Reserved for the best moment.
very lucky.
On my 44. A hard success.
Excellent. That's really good. Excellent. So if he was, I would have let you roll a stealth roll, but I think he is, Coffier is fully engaged, welcoming other guests. So you can follow up the stairs. If you like, you can give me a stealth roll if you don't want LaRouche to be aware that you're following, or otherwise, if you want to carry on casually.
Yes, the glide. Well, I'm reminded of my time at finishing school. At what point does the glide become stealthy? One hardly knows until one checks one's stealth, which is
Glissando.
base level. So I don't think I'm interested in being stealthy.
Okay.
I don't think I have any reason to be stealthy at this particular point.
Fine.
I mean, without a doubt, if I'd overheard that last conversation, maybe I would be being a bit stealthy after what Eddie and Bathy, Sheeby have been talking about.
B-sheebs.
Sheep. Oh,
The sheebs.
the sheeps.
Sheebs.
Big sheebs.
But so yeah, I'm not going to roll stealth, particularly in that sense. I'm just gonna walk after him. High status, happy high status.
Fine. So you sort of head up the steps, and in trying to catch up with him, I think as the stairs sort of turn on themselves to come back up to the next floor, you're aware of your heels clopping in the echoing in the hall of the stairs, whatever you call that. What do you call the hall of the stairs? The stairwell.
Oh, yeah.
The stairwell. And LaRouche turns to you and says, "Oh, Madame, may I help?"
I believe you can, Monsieur Larouche. I must confess, I'm willing to transgress the borders even of society in order to have a conversation with a great artist.
Ah,
I know that I'm not particularly allowed to be up here.
no.
No doubt that's something to do with your friends, and I sort of gesture vaguely as if they're all about the building. But, I know Monsieur Pinault, you see, and I'm very interested in his painting.
Oh, a lovely man, yes.
The wonderful, wonderful work. The Man and the Bull.
Oh, yes.
And only tonight he told me that it was to be a partnership between the two of you. You were to make a sculpture.
Oh, yes. Well, I was working on it, but, I fell in love. When I met Bathsheba, I had to...
You found your Ariadne.
Well, yes.
Does that make you Theseus in the Minotaur's labyrinth?
Oh, very good. I suppose it could. Or does it make me David?
Ah, yes, the Bible.
Michelangelo had his David, and I have my Bathsheba.
You do, don't you? What a marvelous creature. Did you give her the ring?
Yes, I did.
A wonderful piece.
Oh, thank you. If you'll excuse me, I just have to return something to Peladon.
Is it finished? Your Minotaur?
Well, no, I gave up on that piece, actually. And Bathsheba has... well, I'm working on something else. Perhaps I'll be able to...
A phoenix?
No, actually, no. It's something I'm keeping to myself at the moment.
Quite right.
But I hope I might be able to share it with the world. Maybe in a couple of days.
I'll stride towards him in a very, very unladylike way and offer a card, which unfortunately does have my husband's name on it, and say, then perhaps you'd be interested in a buyer.
Oh, thank you. And he reaches out a hand to take it. But before he does, he drops something into his pocket. He's as if he has something in both hands, and he puts something in his pocket and then reaches out and takes the card. Do you want to give me a spot hidden?
I'd very much like to. Let's just see if that's a fumble. That is a fumble, Dan. 40% spot hidden, 97. And I think I'm febrile in that moment. And in my fevered desire to make the purchase and to be the better partner in this business of mine and my husband's, I just overstepped the mark in some way.
I think you see what he drops into his pocket. It's something shiny, and you think it's I think it may be a piece of jewelry. Has he maybe lifted it off someone else's hand or wrist? Maybe that's how he paid for the ring.
Yeah. Thief. Makes sense.
But something shiny. He's dropped something shiny into his pocket.
Tea leaf.
But as you're sort of studying him, you notice he's got a book in the other hand.
Well, I must leave you to your busy and wonderful evening here in the half world.
Yes. Well, I'll be in touch when I finish my piece. I'm quite excited about sharing it.
Please do. Please do. I shall be doing all that I can to purchase Pinot's works, both this and the Phoenix.
Yes.
But I must not get caught. I shall leave you, and I scamper away like a little girl.
Great. So he heads up the stairs, and you head down.
Yeah, it's not good acting. It's not good acting. Not as good as that. What Jess just did then was much better than what I did.
Very good scampering.
Oh, dear. Can you glide away like you glid towards me? I've got a light at him.
I Guderati my way. I glide off.
What direction are you headed in, Jane? Are you going anywhere in particular?
I'm going to follow LaRouche.
Follow LaRouche. Okay, great. So, Edwina. Oh dear.
Is Dom all right?
I'm joking.
No, he's not. He's joking. But none of us are there. It's cruel.
You watch me die.
Fuck, don't say that.
Should we call someone?
Heimlich?
Anyone got Jamie's number?
Use your phone. Oh.
Oh, that was mean.
Benoit, you knew not to trust that drink after you winked at the waitress.
Do you think he's going to be all right?
Is he actually all right?
No, I'm actually fine. It's just, it was tea, so it's not.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Okay, so nothing's stuck. Okay, we're okay.
just inhaled some tea. Fine. So, Edwina.